Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with our subject, that is Science 2, and Chapter 1, that is Heredity and Evolution. We are going to have a quick recap what we have studied last time. That is, we have seen heredity and heredity changes, transcription, translation and translocation and their definition. And we ended with our topic with the evolution and its definition. Today we are going to again see how the evolution took place. So again we'll start with the definition of evolution, that is the formation of the new species due to change in the specific characters of a living organism from generation to generation due to natural selection is called as evolution. Now here the specific characters must have changes. Now like humans, first our ancestors of our long ancestors were having their saying like monkey. Now that monkey has changed, or the posture of the human being has changed drastically, and evolution of the humans have taken place. Now we will see that how the life came into existence on the earth. Now how this evolution took place. 3.5 million years ago, there was no life on the earth. There was not a single life on the earth. At the beginning, there may have been only simple compounds like organic and inorganic. Now, what are the organic compounds? Organic compounds can be carbon, which is linked with the other elements, and inorganic compounds like the carbon is formed with of carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. Now you can say the complex compounds of like proteins. Now complex compounds of proteins and nucleic acid may have formed over a long period. So the proteins and the nucleic acid took a long period of due to the for the formation. Now the first primitive type of cells. Now first cell which came into existence was formed due to the mixture of organic and inorganic compounds. Now the number of cells have increased due from the primitive cells due to the chemicals present in the surroundings. Now here the chemical reaction was taking place in the surrounding, and that's why the number of cells increased. Now there we can't see a same cell in the nature, but there were many different cells, and it was due to the principle of natural selection. Now as we seen, some cells has grown, had a growth, and while some has perished means they couldn't adjust to the environment and they died. At present, the crores of species and animals having a huge diversity on the earth. Now animal ranging from unicellular organism to the multicellular organism. So unicellular organism example is amoeba, and multicellular organism example is the humans or the whales. Now, the plant is also having a diversity from unicellular organisms to multicellular organisms, and that is the corolla and the banyan tree. Life exists on the earth everywhere, both from equator to the pole. So, entire earth is having a life. Now, organism present in all the places like water, air, land and rock, etc. The humans were more curious to know how the life came into on the earth. So different theories about the origin and the evolution of the life has been proposed till today. And we have taken one theory, that is gradual development of a living organisms. So this theory is now. So gradual development means what? It is not a fast process, it is a slow process. Gradually it is taking a development in plants and animals. The theory of evolution. Now theory of evolution, according to this theory, the first living material was protoplasm. Protoplasm is made of cytoplasm and nucleus, which was formed in the ocean. Due to the due course, after some time, the first unicellular organism was formed. And after the formation of unicellular organism, then gradually this unicellular organism from which a larger and more complex organisms were formed. So here the evolution of a unicellular organism had taken place. all these changes were slow and gradual. It was not a fast process. Now, from the unicellular to a large and a complex, it took a long and gradual process. The duration of all this change is about 300 crore years. So, from primitive to a large and a complex cell took about 300 crore years. The changes and the development in the living organism has been all round and multi-dimensional. All round means from all sides the changes took place in the multi-dimensional, and this led to the evolution of the different types of organisms. From here the different organisms were formed. Hence the overall process is called as evolution. So here the entire process is called as evolution. Now, which is organization. The progressive development of the plant and the animals from the ancestors having a different structure and functional organization is called as evolution. Now here the progress, how the progress is taken place in the plants and animals from our ancestors and different structures. So the structure had changed and their function has changed gradually, and this is called as evolution. Evidences of evolution, that it is been thought that evidences of evolution is the everlasting process of changes. Now there are certain proofs which have shown that there are certain evidences of evolution taken place in plants and animals. Now first evidence we are going to see is morphological evidences. Now what is morphological evidences? Here we can see I have sent one video of the animals and plant. Now in that you can see the structure of the mouth, or the structure of the position of the eyes, or the structure of nostril, or the air pinna, or the thickly distributed hair on the body. Now where is seen in the animals, whereas similarities there are certain similarities in the leaf shape or the leaf venation and in the leaf petiole in the plants. This indicates there are certain similarities, and it has proved that the origin must be same, which is having a common forefathers or ancestors. Now we are going to see the second evidence, that is anatomical evidence. Before that I have sent one video of the picture of the structure of the bone. Now here you can see they have given the human hand, the forelegs of the ox, the patagium of the man, and the flipper of the whale. Here they are saying the similar use of each of the structure is in respective animals. Now hand we use for lifting, forelegs of the ox is for walking, patagium it is having, they can fly, means patagium where their forelimbs is attached, and you can see flipper, if you see the whale is having a big flipper at the back. So however this similarity is in the structure of the bones. Now here it is a similarity in structure of bones. The most probably what student do a mistake in the exam, when they get a flow chart, they write it's already given that is similarity of the bones. It means that is the anatomical evidence. You don't have to again write the evidence. It is already given to you. Now further thing is that the similarity indicates that those animals may have a common ancestors. Again they are saying we are having a common forefathers or ancestors. Vestigial organs. Third one is the vestigial organs. The degenerated or underdeveloped useless organ of the organism are called as vestigial organs. Now what are these vestigial organs? Sudden development of new organisms for the living in the changing environment. Now the which part which is not used by our body is called as a vestigial organ. Now in human beings a vestigial organ is what? It is appendix. It is useless for the humans, and it is useful and fully functional organ in the ruminants. Ruminants means where? In the cow. What cow is doing? Cow, it eats the food and afterwards the food comes back from the stomach and it starts chewing it. So it is useful in the cow. Similarly, the muscle of ear pinna, which is useless for the human beings. Now ear pinna is very small and it is useless, but it is useful in the monkey. Now various vestigial organs like tailbone, wisdom tooth and the body hairs are present on the human body. Now tailbone, you can say, which is a backside. Wisdom tooth, the end of the tooth which is present, that is we don't need it. Then the body hairs, which is of no use to us, which are present on our body. Evidences of evolution, that it is been taught that evidences of evolution is the everlasting process of changes. Now there are certain proofs which have shown that there are certain evidences of evolution taken place in plants and animals. Now first evidence we are going to see is morphological evidences. Now what is morphological evidences? Here we can see, I have sent one video of the animals and plant. Now in that you can see the structure of the mouth or the structure of the position of the eyes or the structure of nostril or the ear pinna or the thickly distributed hair on the body. Now where is seen in the animals, whereas similarities, there are certain similarities in the leaf shape or the leaf venation and in the leaf petiole in the plants. This indicates there are certain similarities and it has proved that the origin must be same, which is having a common forefathers or ancestors.